Hello everyone. It's been a little bit since I posted some of my finds. I took a little bit of break during the holidays, and as of now, I am slowing down on what I buy and being more picky, just like I've heard a lot of other people doing due to the market starting to slow down a little bit. So here's what I've had bought to this date, so from January 1st to today, which is the 28th of January. And I'll just real quickly go through what I found, what I purchased it for, as well as what I think it'll sell. You can kind of see those white tags. That's the way I inventory my items, which I'll share with you quickly as well. So I've actually already inventoried a few of these, well, all of these items, as well as have listed a few online. So we'll start over here. So these two trinkets, figurines are unique. They are handmade with lots of very vibrant fabrics, and I thought they were some type of from India or that area, which I was correct, but after looking them up, they are Marathi, which is an ethnicity over there, India, Middle Eastern. So very cool figurines, man and woman, traditional clothing, all handmade. Her nose was a little chipped, but I didn't think that was too big of an issue. The heads are ceramic, everything else is cloth and wood. And their arms are posable, and they are holding little dishes that would be great to hold like rings or coins. Just really cool, unique figurines that I've never seen before. Lots of detail on them. So to talk about my inventory tags, you can see on this one it says Marathi doll couple. I bought them for $1, and I bought them on January 23rd, and I'm going to sell them for about $20. And if you can see my little numbers there at the end, that is how I do my inventory. So that I would do a separate video on that, about inventory, because that is really important when you're a reseller, to keep track of what you have for taxes, as well as to make sure you're making a good profit. But one other interesting note I found for inventory, some people will buy sticky tags or put things in baggies. So normally what I'll do, so actually these little white tags, when I print my postage through just a regular at-home printer. You can do that online through Etsy or eBay, any of those platforms. And I print them on paper, just regular printer paper. And there is always a little extra paper once I print and cut the postage labels out. And these are actually the extra pieces of paper. So I really try to reuse everything I can to cut costs down, as well as to be environmentally sustainable. So I reuse the paper left over to make tags, and as you can see, I'll staple them loosely in a loop around the item to keep it organized, and so I know what it is attached to. And when this item does sell, I will pull off the tag, mark it as sold on what day and what time, and then put the inventory tag in a box, which I will later go back and mark what sold. So anyways, that's how that works. So it's worked for me so far. Taken me a few years to figure this system out. It is a little basic, as in it's not digital, but for the things I've worked through in inventory, it seems to be the best way to manage the system. Anyways, so on to the next. I know all you are looking at this macaw parrot, wondering what it is. I almost passed up on this one. honestly just because I wasn't able to visualize how cool it would be outside of the thrift store. And this thrift store trip I took, so this is actually 3 different trips I took. So like I said, I'm being very picky on what I buy. But this one where I got this macaw was a Bins thrift store trip, which I don't usually go to the Bins. And if you're not familiar with what the Bins are discounted thrift store finds. So once items go to a regular thrift store and they don't sell, then they go to the Bins. And the bins are literally what it sounds like. They're just bins and bins of clothing and home decor, and you've got to dig through it. I don't normally go to the Bins, honestly, because there wasn't any Bins close to me. Now that I've moved, there is one about 5 minutes away. And so this was like my second trip to the Bins. And I'm still trying to get over searching through the Bins and finding things. I'm used to honestly seeing things on shelves. Even though it doesn't sound like it's very organized, it's much more organized than the Bins. But long story short, found this macaw. I'm really glad I got him. Never saw anything like this before. He is handmade, and as you can see, he has different layers. He is fabric. He's a plush. It's all handmade. Very detailed, hand painted, and his perch and legs are actually wired, so he can stand up, and he does have a little loop back here where there's a fishing wire here, and he can hang just like a parrot. So he's very cool. Never in my history of thrifting have I seen one of these, but it turns out they are pretty desirable. They were made in the 70s, and will sell for about $50. He's in really good shape. The plush is very sturdy, so not like a stuffed animal per se, more like a figurine, a decor piece. And again, if you look at my tag here, the maker is Angelita Plush, and he's a macaw. I bought him for $1, and I'm going to sell him for $50. So really glad I found him. Very colorful, very cool, just a unique find. All right, moving on to the next thing are these really cool, large, iridescent icicles. They are plastic, new in the box, probably from late 90s, early 2000s. They're made by Kirkland, which I'm not sure if you have Kirkland's around you, but Kirkland is a shop I remember going to when I was young, teenager, and liking most of what was in there, but wasn't able to afford it. So I was kind of excited to find these ornaments. I bought them for $1, and I'm going to sell them for $40. And so it'd be about $10 per icicle. They are being sold as a lot. They are iridescent, they are plastic, they are shatterproof, and when I looked up comps for these, they really aren't icicles this large, nor are they iridescent, nor are they a set. So these are kind of unique. So that is why I priced them at $10 a piece or $40 for the set. So moving on, I'm going to talk just a minute about bags. So I love bags, and when I say bags, there are bagged goods. So normally they'll just toss, when I say they, thrift stores and their workers will toss little trinkets into these bags, and you don't know what you're going to get per se. You can kind of see in the bag, they are sealed, but you kind of just look through, and my goal is when I see a bag that looks interesting, I look at it, and if there's one item that will make my money back in that bag, I get it. And sometimes I get bonuses with the one item or 2 items I want. And then other times I just get items that I don't need and I just re-donate them. Or sometimes, like these snowflakes, I get surprised and find out something that I probably normally would not pick up. I get with the bag, and I learn something that is of value. So anyways, bags are really good. They always make me really nervous because they generally put breakables in these bags, and they're not packed at all, so they're just jiggling around. So always be careful to look if things have been broken. But as you can see, this bag had 3 things in it. I donated one of them. I was getting the bag for this Jesus Holy Water wall hanger and found out that this little glass dish is a original Scentsy warmer. I didn't even know what a Scentsy was. Turned out they're kind of valuable or desirable. This one, as you can see, it says original Scentsy or authentic, and so people look for that. Again, normally I would not buy or even think about the Scentsy dish, but got it because it came with the Jesus Holy Water wall hanger. So bonus, right? So the Scentsy glass warmer, again, bought on 123, paid 50 cents for it, and when I looked up comps, it's about $15 to $20 for this one. The Jesus Holy Water, very cool, kind of a chalkware piece. You can see it has gold paint on it, pretty cool piece, and I paid for him also 50 cents. As you can see, the bag was $2, and it was half off day when I went, so I got the whole bag for $1, and then split each item, obviously, for 50 cents. And I have it marked that I would sell this Jesus Holy Water font for $20. So that's that. On to the next bag. I bought it for this peacock. The peacock's really, really cool. He's a cloacine, I can never say that correctly, which is the enamel, the greens and blues that you see, with filigree metalwork. Filigree is when it's like really intricate metalwork, as you can see his feathers are. And he is 3D, and he is pretty large. And he was in perfect condition. He even has these little rhinestones on the eyes of each feather, and they're all there. So that was probably the find of the day. I was really excited when I saw it. Never seen one of those before, but I could just tell because of the quality that it was worth getting. So I bought it for that. The bag originally was $4. It was half off, so I got it for $2. And in the bag were these snowflake ornaments. Normally I would never get these snowflake ornaments. They are plastic. But they were a set. And I looked them up just because they were a bonus. And it turned out these are on sale for about $5 to $10 a piece on Amazon. They are not vintage, but they are pretty cool. And, you know, like I said, a bonus. So I went ahead and priced them. And the 3D, like I said, snowflake, I bought them for, I said free, because I really bought this for the peacock here. And I said to sell the set as $10 to $20 for the resin plastic ornaments. And the peacock, after doing some research, turns out he was made by Dillard's Trimmings, and they were a few all sold online, and they were selling upwards to $50 to $70. So I said I'd sell mine for about $50. I did say I bought him for $1, and I forgot to share my Marathi people here were also a part of this bag. So that makes up the $2. The peacock and the Marathi people were $2, which is what I paid for that bag. Moving forward, found these 2 wood puzzle frame vintage Barney and Friends puzzles, and I found these at the bins. I had to dig for all the pieces because they were just spread all throughout the bins. I did find both, obviously, completed the puzzle, went ahead and got them. puzzle frames seem to do really well for me. They, they are easy flip. People like them. They're nostalgic. They're well made. And I bought both of these for roughly 50 cents. And I'm going to sell each one for about $10. So an easy, quick flip. And just fun. Nostalgic for myself. I didn't have these specifically, but I do remember the puzzle trays as a kid. All right, moving on. We have this cast iron, and I can't even say this correctly, but that's what it's called. Ableskiver. It's a Danish traditional breakfast donut kind of pancake treat maker. I have never sold one of these, but I've seen them before. And I know I've seen other flipper videos where people say, get these if you see them, because most other people don't know what they are. And they are kind of unique. It is cast iron, so anything cast iron normally is a good find, and he is in really good condition. So I got this at the bins, and I actually paid $5 for him. Bins, by me, the way you buy items is through weight. So obviously my cast iron piece was a pretty hefty weight, but even for $5, it was worth it. They sell between $30 and $70. The reason why I have the big gap there is because, as you can see, there's some rust. Not much, but there's some rust on this cast iron. I know you can get it off pretty easily. I just haven't done it myself. So I'll see how much time I'm willing to put into getting this rust off and re-seasoning it, but it's probably worth it to get the $70 or $50 for it versus $30, which is probably how I would sell it if it still had the rust on it. And it is marked right here, the word I cannot say, the Aebleskiver. Anyways, pretty cool. While we're here, I have ornaments inside here. So these ornaments are glass, mercury glass. They are hand painted with floral motifs. They are all different. They're pretty small. So you can see how small they are here compared to my hand. But they are roughly from the 1940s, 1930s. And again, a good find at the bins. They are by weight, so literally almost got them for free because they weigh so little. And each ornament, if you can see here, I have them selling per ornament. I bought them for about 10 cents, and I look to sell each one for about $20, which that's a really good markup for me. But that is about what they're selling for. So that was a really good find. And lastly, we have a couple more ornaments. Not nearly as delicate. These are all foam bases that have been wrapped in cloth and embellished with beads and ribbon and cloth. So these are also vintage. I was happy to see these. These were also from the bins. I've never seen this type with the little panels or windows of fabric. Very Victorian, but very pretty and dainty. And it does have satin finish with ribbon. And there's a matching one here. Different style, but obviously same satin. And these are all ribbon with some kind of tacks. Pretty cool. So that set of 2 velvet embroidered ornament balls I bought for about 25 cents, and I'm looking to sell them for about $20. And then this jumbo, so this is a pretty big ornament, is probably a handmade piece. This one, these set, I'm not sure if it's handmade. It might have been. If it wasn't, it was probably made in Japan. But this one I'm pretty sure is a handmade piece because they have these push pin sequins and pearls. And these ornaments were really popular back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, mostly 50s and 60s. They come in kits. And you'd buy the kit, and it would have all the pieces in there, and you'd build the ornament. So it takes a lot of time to make these, but there's so many different kits that I've seen, or ornaments, but they all turn out very, very cool, very retro. And like I said, I've never personally seen one this jumbo, large, but I always wanted to find one, so I was excited to see it. I bought this one. Again, they're by weight, so I just kind of said 50 cents. I looked to sell this from $30, $40. Unfortunately, which does happen with these push pin ornaments, sometimes the sequins or the beads will come off. This one's missing 2 beads, 2 pearl beads, and maybe 3 actually. And so what I will do is look quickly for a replacement for those beads, put them on, because as I said, they're literally just push pins. You can buy those push pins still, and you just push it right in. It is a styrofoam ball in there, so it just holds it nice and tight. And then I'll sell it for, as I said, the $30 to $40. But this is a really cool piece with the velvet ribbon, the sparkly, very retro fabric, and like I said, the sequins. So anyways, that is my most recent finds. I was pretty happy to find all that. Like I said, I'm trying to be much more picky to buy new things. Usually I'll only buy things that have at least a $20 return. That's kind of my mark. Generally, I'll even do $30. If it's a $20 return and it's a cool item, then I'll get it if it perks my interest. But that is what I have. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts or questions. Like I said, I'll do a separate video on my inventory if you'd like. I know inventory, like I said, is an important, maybe not so fun, but an important part of running a flipping business. But yeah, so I will talk to you later, and you have a great day.